You've heard the outrage. The Starbucks CEO makes 6,600 times more than the average worker. However, the Starbucks strike is a lie. It's not about corporate greed, it's a protest against the city they live in. Look, the baristas' paychecks are worthless not because of Starbucks, but because of the $3,000 a month rent set by local zoning laws. You cannot solve a $3,000 a month rent problem with a $5 an hour raise. That was the high-speed version. Now let's prove it. If you believe the Starbucks strike is about CEO greed, you've been misled by bad data. The real fight starts with this number. First, we have to debunk their number one talking point, the $14,000 median worker figure. It's a lie by omission. That number includes part-time and international employees. A full-time barista in New York City actually earns closer to $40,000 a year. Still, modest against the city's cost of living, but far above the reported median. So yes, the ratio is technically true under SEC rules, but it's comparing a full-time CEO package against a workforce median skewed by part-time and global wages. Powerful rhetoric, garbage math. Redistribution alone doesn't solve affordability. An outrage over the ratio risks obscuring the real drivers of barista hardship. But let's assume the math wasn't garbage. This brings us to the second layer of the problem, the scale of the demand. Workers want meaningful raises, $3, $4, even $5 an hour. A $5 raise for 220,000 workers costs Starbucks about $1.4 billion a year. Now, compare that to Starbucks' annual operating income, about $5.4 billion in 2024, down from $5.9 billion the year before. That means the raise package would consume roughly 1/4 of Starbucks' operating income every year. The same raise for these workers is a 25% pay cut for owners of Starbucks. The real giveaway is where the strikes are happening. It all comes down to geography. New York, Seattle, Philadelphia, San Diego, overwhelmingly progressive, sanctuary-leaning cities. In New York City, the median rent for a one-bedroom apartment is around $3,000 per month. That's $36,000 a year just for housing. A full-time barista earning $40,000 annually is essentially spending their entire paycheck on rent before food, transit, healthcare, taxes. Seattle tells a similar story. Median one-bedroom rent is about $2,000 a month, or $24,000 a year. With barista wages around $20 an hour, housing alone consumes almost half their income. So, baristas are squeezed from both sides. Corporate pay policy on one hand, urban affordability pressures on the other. So, we have garbage math, impossible corporate economics, and hyper-expensive cities. This is where we hit the real issue, the systemic paradox. Restrictive zoning limits housing supply. Sanctuary-leaning policies expand the pool of low-wage workers. Urban priorities don't directly reduce the cost of living. That's the paradox. They vote for policies that feel morally right, but those same policies are crushing their bank account. Slogans win elections, but zoning laws decide if you can afford to live there. The baristas Or, hey, if I were one of them, I would make the same demand. But the data proves their fight is misplaced. You cannot solve a $3,000 a month rent problem with a $5 an hour raise. Until we stop fighting symbolic battles with CEOs and start fixing the structural problems in our cities, this strike and every strike like it will keep repeating the same cycle.